Hello, good evening, Mr. Murad. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Very well, thank you. I am Jagrati, and I am so grateful to you for giving your time and for that incredible speech.
You're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
My research on you gave me such diversified insights on you.
Mhm.
20 years in the Dubai police, being Toastmasters past international president, and
Mhm.
an entrepreneur for 4 companies. What else is left to do? A
A
lot more,
lot.
indeed. Indeed. Yes, I knew you would say that. I'm just so curious to know because, and it is so in line with what you spoke about, that is values, that was the
Mhm.
core subject. And coincidentally, even this was my first question that I was so curious to know from you that while you played all these different roles and wearing these different hats, what
Mhm.
are the common values that you stood by while
Mhm.
performing all these different roles? Because I'm sure your age was different, your mindset was different, but were there any common values that stood by?
Well, one of the values that I, hold a lot of value with is honesty, and probably honesty comes under integrity somehow. But then it's a very specific thing that I try to always remind myself of the fact that this is something that is required, but also look at honesty of others. And it's fascinating how my police experience might be playing a big role in understanding people, personalities.
Yes.
But then I am not able to work with people who lack integrity, who are not honest.
Right.
So honesty is something that I hold to my heart. And the other aspect is doing good. And doing good has two aspects: doing good to myself. Therefore, the 5 H's that I was introduced with, doing good to myself in health, in knowledge, in making sure that I try so many things that I have not tried before, and humility, and then happiness. So doing good to myself is this, but it's the same way that I do good to people.
Right.
With enriching them whenever I get in contact with people with my experience, teaching them that life is not about staying stagnant, and making sure that they understand that the happiness is not a goal. Happiness is the journey.
Right.
And that changes a lot of things of how you live life and how you perceive people and different challenges that you come across and so on. So
100%.
these two are very important for me.
100%. That was so true because I absolutely loved what you highlighted as number one, that be good to yourself. It so often happens we forget ourselves in the chase of keeping other people happy, pleasing other people, whereas it is so important to prioritize ourselves first, be good to ourselves. It so often happens the way we talk to ourselves. We are not very kind to ourselves most of the times, and it is so important. And second thing that you talked about, to not being stagnant. Again, we have a verse in Sanskrit that when a river, that there's a verse which I will just translate it in English, that if a river stops flowing, it will get spoiled. It is going to start smell. A river is only pure as long as it flows, and that's exactly how our lives are. As long as our lives are flowy, we will be fresh and fragrant.
Absolutely.
I would like to.
Probably this gels in with the value of service within Toastmasters.
Absolutely.
You need to do good and be of service. But again, I reiterate that we need to be of service to ourselves also, in order to be of service to others. And if that is in your mind, then excellence is inevitable. because
It will be a
without
byproduct of
excellence,
it.
it would be
Yes.
useless. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I would like to know how important is self awareness when it comes to
Mhm.
leadership? We hear so many different things in leadership, but how important is being self aware?
Well, that's everything, right? It comes in the first place. Like l- leadership in the first place is being able to be self-aware. And when I say self-aware, is that you need to understand your capabilities and understand the capabilities of the people around you in order to see what lacks in you and how can you complement it with
Right.
others. You need to be self-aware of where is the comfort zone in communication with others. So if you are tipped off very easily with certain behaviors or certain directions of people, it's going to be disruptive.
Yes, absolutely.
If you are self-aware, then you will take the time to listen. You will take the time to understand and then act. So
Yes.
it gives you this buffer
No,
where
absolutely.
you have the time to be self-aware and to be aware of how you are performing
Yes.
as opposed to leading the team.
No, absolutely, 100%. I think in order to move forward, self awareness is definitely key. A lot of us often wonder if leadership is within us. We normally, tend to doubt our own capabilities.
Mhm.
Because when we hear the word leaders, back in the days, if we look at historical people in our history, we will think about Martin Luther King, Abraham Lincoln, Mahatma Gandhi. Considering today's technological times, we'll think of leaders as, say, Steve Jobs, Jack Ma, Elon Musk, and we wonder, can I be any of them?
Mhm.
You often talk about small but huge contributions. I have seen some of your speeches, and you emphasize a lot on this particular point. How
Mhm.
can we all, in our own small little capacity, recognize and acknowledge and display the best leadership skills
Right.
in our capacity?
So, right. So Elon Musk, when he was a student in his young years, he was in college and so on. Did he know that he is going to become the Elon Musk?
No.
Neither did any one of those people who we talk about and are larger than life, which illustrates a simple thing, that we are all the same in our beginnings. It all depends on how self-aware we are. Therefore, we know our capabilities and how we are able to polish our leadership. There's a question that comes up over and over again throughout the talks that I do. And the question is whether leaders are born or are they made?
Right.
Our slogan is leaders are made. But that is only when they are born.
Absolutely.
You see, if we don't have this inbuilt leadership trait from the time that we are born, we are not able to polish it. So we are all leaders, but it's our circumstances, our upbringing, our understanding of what life is all about, and our efforts that will make a difference in how we polish this leadership skill. Therefore, we shine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I absolutely love that we need to polish in order to shine. And we all have the capacity and the capabilities to
Absolutely.
shine. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much,
I mean,
Mr. Murad.
you take me, for instance. A police officer that was working in the criminal investigation department, a tough police officer who did not smile and probably not want to speak to so many people except for the criminals. And look at what opportunity has Toastmaster given me. Now imagine if I didn't join Toastmaster at that time, that the invitation came to me to attend as a guest. This whole thing wouldn't have happened. So no polishing would have been made. Therefore, I would have stayed this rugged diamond that was after crime and after, being tough on people and so on. So
that is so incredible. Thank you for yes, thank you for saying yes to opportunity of being invited to Toastmasters, so that we have the privilege of listening to you and learning from you. Thank you so much, Mr. Murad. This has been such an opportunity, and I'm so grateful for every second of this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.